Perhaps you've heard the term mindfulness. Perhaps you haven't. But here's something that's really interesting. More and more workplaces are turning to mindfulness and the benefits it offers. In fact, one of the clients that I work with just built a new office space with a meditation room because the CEO passionately believes in the impact and the usefulness in meditation and in mindfulness, not only for the employees, but also for the bottom line. So today, let's explore mindfulness in the workplace. Today I want to explore the benefits of mindfulness in the workplace, and I want to mention 5 in particular, but then I want to move towards the end of the video and actually give you 3 practices that you can begin today to bring into the workplace that will help you develop your own practice of mindfulness. Well, let's start by asking the question, what is mindfulness? You know, I often turn to the very simple description of mindfulness is paying attention in the moment with total focus. It's really being present in the moment. And research upon research has shown that this ability to remain present, to remain focused and present to yourself in the moment has numerous benefits in the workplace. Let's talk about 5 that are most commonly mentioned. Number 1 is increased self-confidence. Well, what's the connection between self-confidence and mindfulness? Well, here it is. You know, mindfulness, taking space to focus, helps grow our self-awareness. And it helps grow as well our awareness of what triggers us and perhaps damages our confidence in the moment. What makes us anxious? What makes us fearful? And so being mindful helps us to notice those things and to perhaps do something about it, which improves our self-confidence. The confidence that we are on top of all the different emotions. The confidence of knowing that no matter what triggers us, we'll be able to respond with thoughtfulness and not just react. Mindfulness helps us build better emotional intelligence. Now, the research there is very clear. The higher the level of emotional intelligence, the better able we are to be more impactful and effective as leaders. Mindfulness helps all the 4 main quadrants of emotional intelligence. It helps us become more self-aware because we're able to pause and look within ourselves. It helps us to manage our emotions because we're able to become aware of being triggered in emotions in the moment, and we're able to choose different options. Mindfulness helps us to be more socially aware of others, that we're able to focus in on their behavior, on what we're seeing in the facial expressions and their body language, so that we're better able to read where others are at the moment. And then mindfulness helps us in our social interaction and helps us have better, stronger conversations and deeper and better decisions. So mindfulness helps us build the whole emotional intelligence within us. Now, I know most of us dream of being in a workplace where everyone is just so wonderful to be with and we're excited, every single person we work with. But I'm afraid reality is a little bit different. There are people who know how to trigger us, how to press our buttons. There are people who just annoy us, and some of them are even our boss. Well, mindfulness helps us deal with those annoying people in our lives, or those people that press our buttons. Why? Because it helps us become more self-aware of what those reactions are. It helps us dig a little bit deeper into understanding why it is we're being annoyed in the first place. You know, so often we just remain on the surface level. We say, oh, such and such a person just annoys me. Well, with mindfulness, it's not just good enough just to say that, but rather it's to explore, what is it? Why? What within me responds? Is there a different way of responding in the moment? And instead of reacting to someone's behavior, we're able to be more reflective, more responsive, and feel more powerful because we're able to choose from a lot more different options. Number 4 is creativity. We all know that workplaces are trying to be more creative places. And what's problematic is that the pace of work really mitigates against us being creative. And so mindfulness helps us create different spaces, helps us take breaks, and helps us focus in certain tasks. And so therefore, when it comes to being creative, mindfulness helps us to blank out anything that is distracting us and to be able to open our mind to the different thoughts and ideas and the creative big task thinking that is involved. You know, one of the biggest myths in the workplace is that we can multitask. It's this belief that we can do 3 things at once or 2 things at once. And really, that's not what's happening. What's happening is we're paying attention to one thing, even though it takes only a few milliseconds, we're then moving to pay attention to the next thing, and then we're moving back again. And what research has shown is that that's a very unproductive way of working. Mindfulness helps us to be able to focus, to not feel that we're distracting, moving from one thing to the other, but really being intently focused in the moment, doing that one task. And what we'll find if we're able to do that is that we'll be more productive and more focused. Now that we've explored 5 ways that mindfulness benefits us, let's turn now into how do we practice mindfulness. And I want to give you 3 little suggestions that has the potential of transforming how you experience work. Number 1 is being in touch with our breath. Breath is our life force. Breath has the potential of calming us down. Getting in touch with our breathing can help us detach from some of the emotionality that we're feeling and to focus and to change perhaps some of the way that we're feeling. What does it mean to become in touch with our breath? Simply, it is remembering to breathe diaphragmatically. So often what's happening is we're breathing in the upper part of our body. And really true breath is breathing through our diaphragm, is using our diaphragm. So that when we breathe properly, what should be happening is that we breathe in and our stomach extends, which means that our diaphragm is expanding. And then when we breathe out, it means that our stomach goes in, the diaphragm is pushing up, and the breath comes out. Try that at home now. Just take a moment. Breathe in, and as you breathe in, put your hand on your belly button area and try and feel your stomach expanding. And then hold it. And then breathe out, and as you breathe out, feel your stomach going in and feel the breath coming out. Learning to breathe is the basis of all mindfulness. Paying attention to that breath, paying attention to where you're breathing. And in moments of distraction, in moments when we feel triggered, it's getting in touch with that breathing again. Practice number 2 is what I call the 7-second reset. It's taking 7 seconds and trying to reset how you're feeling. This is especially great if you feel triggered in the moment and you don't want to react or respond and you want to be more thoughtful. So what it involves are 3 simple steps. Step number 1, take 1 second to place your feet on the ground. That very act of placing your feet on the ground connects our body physically to the ground and can help us disconnect from some of the emotionality we're feeling. So focus on the feeling of your feet on the ground. Take 3 seconds to breathe in, seconds 2, 3, and 4. And in breathing in, I want you to notice what's happening in your body. Are you feeling tension? What's your posture like? Are you feeling tension in your jaw? Are you feeling tension in your shoulders, in your neck, in your arms, in your fist? Are you sitting back as if you're disengaged at the meeting? Or are you forward as a sign perhaps of impending anger? And then with seconds 5, 6, and 7, I want you to breathe out, and then I want you to make the adjustment that would suit the mood that you want to go into, which perhaps will be calm and relaxed. And so therefore it might mean lessening the tension as you breathe out, adjusting your shoulders, adjusting your neck, maybe sitting a little forward or sitting a little back in your seat. This little exercise of 7 seconds has incredible power. So much power that I developed a daily reminder that you might want to go to. If you go into the website 7secondreset.com, you'll be able to get a daily reminder to practice this exercise and a powerful reflection question as well, which will help in your mindfulness journey. And the final exercise I have is called 5-5-5. And 5-5-5 stands for 3 5-minute intervals throughout the day. The first 5 minutes is a little time you take before you actually go into work itself. Maybe it's sitting in the car in the parking lot, maybe it's sitting on the bus, or maybe it's a walking time as you're walking to work. But what you're going to use those 5 minutes to is to reflect on how are you showing up today? What emotional mood am I in? What baggage am I potentially carrying from the evening before or from the day before? What adjustments might I need to make? How do I want to show up today? What intention am I setting for today? The second 5 happens sometimes during the day, maybe it's during lunch, ideally, or during a little break. And it's an opportunity to get away from your desk, to go for a little walk or go to another space where you can take another 5 minutes. What just happened today? Where am I at in the middle of this day? Check in with yourself. How are you feeling? What emotions have been triggered? How's your intention for the day? And how might I want to reset again for the rest of the day? And then the final 5 is when you leave work, maybe sitting in the car outside your home or in transport on the way from home. It's a chance for you to reflect on what just happened and what mood am I taking from work? Am I stressed? Am I angry? Am I happy? And how do I want to show up when I go home? Are there any adjustments that I need to make? Am I feeling anxious about something that I'm going home to? And how might I show up best with that? 5, 5, 5, 15 minutes of the day. And this has incredible power as well to keep the mindfulness going in your daily routine. Mindfulness, it just seems so easy. It seems so intuitive to focus in the moment without judgment. And yet it's so incredibly difficult to do because we move at such a quick pace. It's so hard to take time and really to check in with ourselves. So hopefully in this video you've got some great ideas on how to start a mindfulness practice at work. Take one of those 3 exercises, either your breath or the 7-second reset or the 5-5-5, and try and implement it into your daily routine. I promise you, you will begin to see a difference. And if you've liked this video, I remind you once again, subscribe to the channel. Every week I have some rich content like this, which covers areas like mindfulness and leadership and emotional intelligence. And also, if you specifically liked this title, I invite you to watch another video that I've done, which goes into more depth on different practices that you can include in your daily workday.